Hey, hey, y'all. I hope I'm in the right places. See if I can see some comments. Happy Mother's Day. Amber was early. Hi, Amber. Happy Mother's Day. We have a few comments from YouTube early. We're running a little late. It's 5:02 bit.
Right.
So we are a little bit late. Excuse me. I am going to, so babe, we have to have a signal. So if I start coughing,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to turn it off so nobody has to hear all that. Okay?
Yeah, we'll see.
What? Are you making sure we're in all the places?
Trying to copy this and it's not letting me.
Oh,
The
link that I
link you sent me.
Oh, well. And I don't know.
All right, there we
It's
go.
going to be in my photo library to do the QR code just yet. Probably not.
All right, so you sound okay on YouTube.
On the YouTubes. Good evening, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Like my mom would say, Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers.
Okay. And now let me see how we're looking.
Hey, Chattin.
Theoretically, almost.
Theoretically. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm like backwards. I'm not sure about my afro today.
All right, I think we're up and running.
Are we good? You want to say hello to everybody before I start?
Sure. I may have missed some people because I came in a little late.
Okay.
So I'm also trying to...
Thank you, Dreaming Cat Studio.
Okay.
I don't
So
know how my glasses get so dang dirty.
I just put up the link on both YouTube and Facebook
Thank you, baby.
for the membership wait
For
list.
the wait list, yeah. We plan on opening up the membership next month. I think we've got everything down now. Okay, I'm pretty sure.
All right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but membership gets first shot at the retreat?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. And there is a limit, right, on the retreat?
Yes. I'm not sure exactly what that number is. I have a number, but I want to double check. But yes, we have a limited number of seats because the venue is only so big. And I want to make sure everyone's comfortable, and we're going to be like making, and we have tables, so I don't want people to be crunched.
Right. And just so everybody knows, the venue where this is going to be held is called The Venue. So when you say The Venue, that's literally the name
what
of
it is, right?
Yeah, so you could look it up, The Venue in Safford.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful space.
But I bring that up because you are going to open up the membership next month.
Yes.
And members get first crack, and there are a limited number of spaces. So that's, and even though the event's not until next April.
Right.
But it is next April. You know your dates.
Yes.
So,
April 20, it's the fourth weekend in April. I want to say the 24th, 25th, 26th. But,
so if you're planning to come, block it out.
save the date.
Yeah.
I'm excited to host everybody, and that weekend we have our spring festival. So there'll be plenty to do, like, after, if you want. I mean, if you want to go back to your motel room and crash, you can, but there'll be plenty to do. And everything's going to be on Main Street. Like, the venue is on Main Street. The coffee shop is on Main Street. We'll be eating breakfast and lunch together at the venue. And then we have, like, our food trucks that'll be out
For the spring festival.
for the spring festival. Or you can go to a restaurant, too. But
Right, or the restaurants downtown. and we get vineyards in.
Yes.
For the spring festival. So there's wine tastings, or you can buy a bottle of wine and take it back with you, whatever you want to do. So,
and Friday and Saturday our night is live music too.
Yes. Well, live music both days, all day. Well,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, for us,
the event starts at 5 on Friday.
Yes.
the Spring Festival. But there's live music. It's the national anthem and a welcome from usually the mayor.
Yes.
And then it's live music throughout the night. And then Saturday, other than, I think the little gymnastics kids do a presentation.
Yeah.
But that's the only time there isn't live music.
Yeah, but at the evening, though, is when you have, like, the
The
band
big
that's playing
band,
the
yeah.
full set.
Yeah.
And they're playing dance music. Yeah. They had me out there dancing all night. I had to take some Motrin when I got home.
So that's the event. It's next year, fourth weekend in April here in Safford. So plan your weekend if you want to come. Angie Champagne says hello. Stephanie Devine, Beverly, I almost said Bill Burr. Beverly Burr is in Texas. Shannon Booth. Stephanie says we both sound okay. I didn't even ask.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I knew we did. I put my earphones
Put your
in.
earphones on. I'm a little hoarse today, but
Janet Taylor Borger, Sheila Mortensen Teagan, Anna Pierce, Tony Beldeser Webb. I hope I'm saying that right. Sweet Kate's Faves in Buford, Georgia says hello. Julie Brawley over in Apache Junction. Why did Apache Junction just come up? Oh, I was talking with one of the people that's on our local sports film tourism authority, and we were talking about Apache Junction, how it's literally that's the wrong word, boomed overnight.
yes.
And they don't have the infrastructure.
Oh,
They literally don't. City Hall is in the middle of a field.
yeah.
So they're like, what do we do? We need roads.
Oh, wow. They got to move fast. That's not fast projects either.
Yeah, because everybody moved out there because the land was cheaper than Phoenix. So understood. Paula Takagi's over in Tucson. Rima Becerra, Flea Brown from Santa Barbara, Brenda Alexandris. I hope I'm saying that right. Could be Alexander, but it's R-E-S. Anna Pierce, when do you think the retreat tickets will go on sale? Membership will be notified first.
Yes.
If I were to guess, because I'm not party of this discussion, Royce has booked all of this, I would think probably around fourth quarter.
They'll probably go on sale before that. I'm thinking like August, September, probably.
Oh, wow, you're going to go third quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just have to figure out everything before, we have some things to settle still. We have the dates and we have the venue, but there's still a lot of other planning to do before we post the tickets for sale. And again, they'll be posted inside the Royce Cycle membership first, and then any remaining seats will go out to the general.
Stephanie Devine, Dorothy Lage, Kimberly Jenkin, Renee Amundsen from North Dakota, the good Dakota. Krishma, I don't know.
I was harassing Dorothy. She got me sick through Facebook.
I had friends in South Dakota, so we used to tease them. The North Dakota's the good Dakota.
Oh,
but they were friends. It was friendly teasing.
It
wasn't that friendly because I was hitting on that one girl and she was having none of it.
She was being friendly.
Yeah, she was.
You were in the friend zone, baby.
I was totally in the friend zone. Mary Pat was her name. And she wasn't having it. So why am I saying she was my friend? If she was my friend, she would have kissed me.
No, you were in the friend zone, baby. There's no kisses over there.
There really weren't either. There wouldn't be anything close to a kiss. Chris Schmidt, Cece Caston says if there's any left, she wants to be there. Christy Wittenberg, easy way, Cece, be in the membership. Deborah Campo, Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis in Illinois. Let's see. Oh, Brenda is Alexandris. Oh, good. Kathy Tegardine. And there we go. Everybody on Facebook says Happy Mother's Day, and also Happy Mother's Day to everybody who's a mother on Facebook. Then over on YouTube, we have Amber Demakowitz, Dreaming Cat Studio, Susan Glazer. I hope I'm saying that right. She says she likes your hair this way.
Ouch! Thank you.
Ruru 2, Vicky Moore, Redeemed. And Doris R. Luann Vassallo. Happy Mother's Day to everybody on YouTube as well.
Well, welcome. Anybody new who's on tonight? My name is Royce Hunt Bell. The voice you hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell. And together we make up Recycled Treasure. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are watching tonight. Um, I hope you guys had a beautiful day, whatever that means for you. Dave and I were having a conversation about Mother's Day and how sometimes families want to do something special for moms and they actually make more work for moms. Like, so we didn't really do anything. My kids invited me over for dinner, but I was working today, so I didn't get to go.
Hold on. I'm gonna pick on our kids. They're usually watching right now,
Yes.
so I'm gonna pick on them. Our son suggested dinner after this.
Yeah.
I work in radio. I get up at 5 a.m. I'm not going to a 9 o'clock dinner. I love him. I'm not going to a 9 o'clock dinner. So yeah, we talked about that. Kids, especially when they're younger and they don't have a ton of kids at home. For example, our grandson's with his mom right now.
Well, Dom's picking him up.
I know, but
yeah.
this weekend he's been with his mom.
Yes.
They don't think like us.
No.
Now, once the kids are there for a few years and they realize you can't just spontaneously decide things,
Yeah.
then they figure it out, but they're not there yet.
Not there yet.
That's it.
So,
Before you start, I'd like to get this out of the way. If you're on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up. Make a comment. Comment is really the big thing. Even if it's just to say hi, it really does help the channel. Hit the bell, not just because bells are the best, but because it'll let you know when Royce goes live, anytime she goes live on YouTube, and you can customize your alerts.
yes.
So it won't just give you everything.
Yeah.
You can do that, so you only get what you want. If you're on Facebook, again, commenting is the best thing you can do to help the channel. Make sure that you get it. I've told Royce at work, I used to be on my personal Facebook page a lot because I built it up and I liked everybody that I needed to follow for work on my personal page. And then I realized I was getting bogged down in the personal stuff.
Yes.
So I'm now on my radio station's Facebook page entirely, and I wasn't getting anything. So I just started liking everything from anybody I follow, and now the algorithm is caught up. But it
now
takes a
you
little
actually-
while.
yeah.
So the more you like, the more you comment, and the more you share, it really, really does help both the channel and you.
Yeah, to make sure you see what you want to see.
Correct. So I wanted to get that out of the way before you jump in.
So I am working on this little jewelry box today. If you're a Roycycled Insider, you got an email, and look, I shamelessly showed you guys. That's just like a little bitty corner of my stash, but I'm gonna start destashing. So the two, the votes that came in were for a barometer that I have, and we may do that on another live. That one's gonna be mostly painting. I wanted to decoupage tonight. So the second thing that everybody chose was this little wood box. And so you guys saw me taking off these little ornamental things that were on this jewelry box.
Yeah,
And
Redeemed wants to know, did you use a butter knife?
I didn't. This is a cake spatula. I use it with my texture. I think it's funny, if you buy a spatula in the art section at the store, they're like really expensive. But if you go to the kitchen and the kitchen section and you get like, a cake spatula, they're less expensive. So, look, they're tools for creating everywhere. So I use this just to lift it up a little bit. And then I use my screwdriver because I just needed enough space to get my screwdriver underneath to be able to pop them off.
And we do have a first timer, Marie Moran. It's her first time watching.
Hi, Marie. And so this one, I only had one. It's missing the other side. So I don't know if these, no, I'm not going to lie to y'all. These are not going to make it back on these pieces, but I will save these and they will make it on one of my mixed media projects probably sometime in the future. And so, and I use my heat gun. You guys, Goodwill kills me with these tags, right? They're just shameless with where they put them. So I like to use my heat gun, and it heats up the adhesive on the back so you can peel them off easier. And then if you have any residue that's left, alcohol is a good way to get rid of that residue. So I'm just going to clean this off with a little alcohol. I'm not going to sand this piece before I start tonight because I'm looking at this wood and I can tell that it just wants to bleed through my paint. And so whenever you're working with projects that are wood, specifically with like unfinished wood pieces, they have like wood tannins. There's natural oils that are in the wood. And when you use water-based products, those natural oils can seep through to the top of your surface. And that's when you end up with like those random orange, brown, and or pink like little swirls to mess up your your paint finish, or even, you know, it'll wick through the decoupage paper too. So I'm not going to sand this. I'm going to leave that lacquer alone so it can help me to block those tannins, but I am going to just clean it up with this isopropyl alcohol real quick. And then we're going to go through and tape up our hardware before we get started. And I'm going to be using the Roycycled Spring Elements decoupage paper today. You guys can see that there are 8 project blocks on here for you to make different projects, but I am wanting to use this one. This is the one block. I love this. There's a little sheep in there, and there's like a really pretty gold right here on the bottom. So I'm gonna pull that out with Wise Owl's goldenrod. You guys see how close that color is to that one? So we're gonna kind of pull this spring into summer with some yellow. So that's the plan for tonight's project.
All right. 2 things. I have a question.
Oops.
When is it better to use isopropyl alcohol, and when is it better to use, like, because I know you've bought vodka.
Yeah, the vodka is really good for removing odors. So sometimes you'll buy a piece of furniture and it may smell like smoke, or I don't know. We don't know what it's going to smell like, right? And so I have steps to get rid of odor in my furniture.
Cabbage?
Huh?
Cabbage?
No. It might smell like cabbage. I don't know.
I had a neighbor once that always smelled was cabbage.
Oh. Well, because, you know, these pieces that we buy, they've lived, you know, at least one life. Usually because we're buying older pieces, they may have lived a couple of lives by the time we get them. And so cleaning and prepping is like a really important part. And so I usually vacuum my pieces out first, because if you add water right away, you'll just make mud if there's a lot of dirt. And then I'll clean it with Dawn dishwashing liquid and, oh my gosh, why do words escape me? It's so ridiculous. It's always the simplest words. Ammonia, because ammonia will lift odors out of your wood too. And if it still stinks after that, then I'll follow up and spray it with the vodka and let that evaporate. And that'll usually remove most of the odors, and then you can follow up with like a salve or something to deodorize it. So
Rima Becerra says vodka is also great for glass and chandeliers.
Oh yeah, we talked about that in the membership too.
Oh.
Hey Rima.
All right, and then the second thing, a lot of people like your hair this way. Go ahead and tell them your hair story involving me.
What hair story? Oh, because you didn't know if I was finished? I wasn't going to bring up old stuff.
You bring old stuff. It was yesterday.
That's just a joke, babe. No, so yesterday I asked my husband.
I had to go out to work.
Yeah, I know. But that's not the important part of the story. I'm like, you didn't even say anything about my hair. And he says, well, I didn't know if you were finished.
I didn't know.
That's the story. Does my hair look finished to y'all? I think it looks finished.
I'm not saying it doesn't look finished. I just didn't know if you were finished. Because you could do other things with that.
I could. And I probably will. I know. You guys, like seriously, my whole morning yesterday was spent on my hair. I have a love-hate relationship with my fro. She is like high maintenance. And so I'm going to go ahead and paint the top. I'm just using chalk style paint. This is Antique Via and Wise Owl that I'm using. And this is going to go underneath the decoupage paper. So I'm just going to do a quick coat so that the artwork on the paper will be the star of the show. And I think we'll paint the bottom yellow before I decoupage. That way I won't get paint on my paper. And the edges of this is kind of rounded. So I'm gonna have to decide like where I want the paint to stop. But I'll just go back around and wipe away anything that I don't want on there.
Amber Demakowitz says vodka is also good for making perfume with essential oils.
Really?
Interesting.
Very
Well, the alcohol
interesting.
would evaporate, so you're left with just the scent, right?
I guess that's how it would work.
Yeah. All
Very
right.
interesting.
I wonder if that's cheaper.
So I sent a picture of my like that bookshelf over there with all that stuff on it in my email, and a lot of people they said the first thing they saw was the vodka, the bottle of vodka. They want to know what I have going on over here in my studio. I thought it was funny. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, y'all. Actually, I don't. Vodka tastes green to me. It's not it's not like on my list of things that I drink.
Ruru2 says, I bought a train case, really good shape. I'm guessing what, like a trunk?
I'm guessing. I don't know.
She says, but a slight smoke smell. Will vodka work on it?
It should. Clean it out really good first, and then spray the vodka on there. And then if all else fails, seal it. But yes.
Dreamy Cat Studio says, I once wrote a poem called The Care and Feeding of My Pet Perm.
Yeah. Actually, my hair it would be better if I had. It's so funny. As a young woman, I was a kitchen beautician.
Do me a favor, double check your connection.
Okay. Why are you
because
not
they're
hearing
saying
me?
your sound is cutting in and out.
Oh.
So just make sure you're plugged in all the way. And I will make sure you're plugged in all the way over here.
Okay. I am plugged in all the way now.
All right. And which way is your microphone facing? Your microphone is facing away from you.
It's up though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it should be pointed toward you.
Like that? Okay.
That will help. Because when you turn to me, you're turning away from the microphone.
Oh, so maybe that's why it sounds. I gotta check with my sound man, y'all.
Lori Stanley Henderson says, is that paint or a blocker?
This is just paint. Lori, I'm going to be honest with you. I should be using a stain blocking primer. But, so, look, there's bleeding happening. The thing with the stain blocking primer is this. If you're using your primer to block stains, you do not want to go right over it and start painting right away. You want to let that primer set for at least 3 hours and give it an opportunity to do its job. So if I wanted to use a primer to block any tannins, I would have needed to paint this like a few hours ago. So I'm playing with fire, girl. Although it's already bleeding, I can see it bleeding through. I was hoping the shellac would be enough to keep it from coming through, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. I don't want to change my plans though.
Stephanie Devine says, it's also good with lemon and sugar. I think you're referring to vodka. Let's see. Flea Brown says, I'm with you. I cut 4 inches off my hair due to the love-hate relationship. It was taking 4 hours from start to finish.
Yeah, 3 hours. And Felicia, I used the new Unbrush. I was influenced. And I actually have 4 different brushes that I use on my hair. It's so ridiculous. But the right tools do make a difference. I did go from like 6 hours to 3 hours when I changed which brushes I was using to comb out this stuff.
Luann Vassallo says, I always put charcoal in boxes and suitcases for a few days to get rid of smells. That also works well with paper.
Charcoal works really well to absorb odors. I'm going to try this acrylic gel and see what happens because I can already see bleed through coming through here. So I'm going to put a layer of acrylic gel. Let's see what happens.
Oh, Amber says, the company Notable that makes essential oil perfumes tailored to you using vodka as well. Simple ingredients and it lasts longer than regular perfume.
Oh.
Cool. Hey, nothing wrong with that. If you can make, save some money.
I don't wear perfume. I am so sensitive to smells. And like I bought a new product for my hair and I love what it did for my hair, but it's really strong. Like why they put so much stuff in there?
What kind of paint are you using?
I'm using chalk style paint. I'm using Wise Owl's chalk paint. Right now I'm just putting a little bit of acrylic. Look, this is a move of desperation right here. I'm putting some acrylic gel medium over the top in hopes that it might block some of the tannins from bleeding through. I do not know that it will, but we'll see.
Lori Stanley Henderson says, check bostegel.care on Facebook for natural hair products for all hair types.
Yeah, this one's a natural. The product that I'm using is the company. I really do like them, and they use natural products. It's just the smell. It was just a lot, and I'm a dork about smells, so it's probably not a lot for other people, but it is for me.
I didn't smell anything when I got home,
I know.
if that matters.
It's just me. Actually, today it's fine. It's just
Okay.
yesterday it was a little overwhelming.
See,
Well, and then you gave me that essential oil stuff to put on my wrist too.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And I think that was playing into it too.
Yes. Oh, look, I know it's Mother's Day, so you guys are all supposed to be getting gifts, but I have to recommend again, shop local. I spent more than I intended over the last 2 days, but I don't mind because I literally walked into a store and I said, hey guys, I need some stuff. And they were like, okay, we'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And they literally did. And I looked at the owner and I said, Sarah, you know what Royce likes? And she went, yep, here, try this. And you love it so much that you want to give it to.
I know. My youngest grandmother, right, my ex's mom, I was just thinking about how independent Jordan is. And he went to his grandma Tussie's after school from like kindergarten all the way to like fifth grade, for a long time. And I always babied him, right? But Tussie is the one who encouraged him to be more independent. Like, I'm over here like, no, 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 you can't use that knife. And he's at his grandma Tussie's house and he's like over there helping cook full meals. So I just wanted to give her something. I didn't get to take it over there this afternoon because I was recording for the membership all afternoon. But I'm going to make sure and get it to her because I'm grateful. Now that I'm a grandparent, my perception of what that means has changed considerably, right? Like our grandchildren get to benefit, hopefully, from our wisdom that we've gained over time. Because as a parent, you're just trying to survive. Like, you know what I mean? You have to get up, get kids dressed, get to school, get to work, do all the things. And so it's hard to be like patient and stuff because you're always like moving and doing all the things. And we were talking about this as a grandparent, I let DeMar, he puts his bread in the toaster, he butters it. It's not perfect. I don't care. I'm not in a hurry. We don't have to be anywhere.
I have ruined him with butter.
Yes, he uses all the butter. But I mean, it's just different. And so I just recognize the value of that. And I want to make sure and get her something for Mother's Day because she played a big part in, mothering Jordan.
But
and he is insanely, he was born independent, that child. But I do know that her influence had a lot to do with that.
I bring all that up just to say, remember, shop local.
Yes.
We've got a lot of shop owners on here. If you own a shop, please put a link up. Put your name.
My recycled retailers. Be sure and put the link so that if anybody wants to buy decoupage paper, they can. I get emails and messages every day from people who are looking for the recycled decoupage paper. So if you guys could put your links on where they could find the paper, that would be awesome.
But I can say legitimately, I could walk into 4 places in our town and just say I need something for Royce, and I'll walk away with something you'll like.
Yes.
I think I can do that. I can go to the Ware, I can go to Genevieve's, I can go to Copper and Cotton, and I can go to Marcia's Garden.
Yeah.
That's only because it's local.
Because they know you're crazy white.
And they know you, and you've built a relationship with them based on purchases and interactions, and you don't get that going to Walmart.
No.
So I know you guys are getting gifts today. Just aim for next time. Now, I wish we had something for men here.
Well, we do. If you like to hunt and fish.
That's true. But none of the men in your life do. Jordan,
I know.
maybe.
Jordan does. Oh, yeah. I know. I was kind of hoping I would win the raffle for the Lions Club because that would have been a Christmas gift for Jordan.
Oh, we still have a chance.
Oh, do we? I didn't do it yet?
The tickets that I bought from Search and Rescue.
Uh-huh. Oh, no.
Yeah,
the
Lions Club is over.
Yeah.
Lions Club is over, but the tickets I got for Search and Rescue, they draw at Battle of the Bands.
Oh, okay.
So that's in July. So, yes, that would be a wonderful gift for Jordan.
It would be.
$20? Yes, indeed. I'd be okay with that.
So I think I don't have any bleed through now. The thing about tannins, though, is sometimes it takes like 2 weeks and then they just crop up. So a lot of the paint companies will say, oh, there's no need for prep. You can just paint. You don't need to prime. I'm going to do my speech really quickly for you guys. And I know it's a speech and I'm sorry. But primer does several things. Does it help with adhesion? Absolutely. That's what primer does. We know that clay, or we'll just say mineral-based paints, because there's multiple minerals, have better adhesion, and so you don't necessarily need primer in order for your paint to stick to your surface. We all agree. The problem is adhesion isn't the only issue that you can get. A stain-blocking primer will keep tannins from coming through. Like circling back to our conversation we started earlier, a lot of these furniture pieces have lived several lifetimes. We don't know. There may have been some wax that was melted on them at some time, some kind of oil that could have been on them. So you can have tannins and or stains that bleed through your paint. And then the third thing is that primer helps with coverage, right? So like Wise Owl specifically has white primer, clear primer, and you have gray and then dark gray primers. So if I'm going to use like jewel tones, reds, purples, burgundies, I'm going to use a dark gray primer because that's going to allow me to get quicker coverage. Those colors can be a little difficult sometimes just because the red pigment is so big and there's a lot of space in between the pigments. So that's why whenever you're painting with red, you generally have to paint more coats. But a gray primer goes a long, long way to help with that.
Do me a favor. Change microphones.
Change mics?
They're saying you're cutting out again.
Oh.
And I'm not seeing it on the board.
Does that mean they didn't hear my speech?
I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if I cut out.
Okay, hopefully this is going to be better, you guys. Okay. So I should have taken the time this afternoon to prep this piece with primer, but I was recording a video for my people in my membership. So for the membership, the first couple of months...
We heard your speech.
They heard...
She said she's thinking about bringing Ken to the event next year so that we get to hang out, he and I.
I don't know. David's going to be working.
Yeah, I've already planned on taking the day off. I'll do the show because I'll bring your some of your people on.
Ooh, that'll be awesome. We can go and be on the radio that morning.
Yep. And then after that, I know I'm going to be shuttling people.
Yes, perhaps.
The van will be in use.
Now I'm scared to paint the yellow, but I'm going to do it anyways. We're gonna move forward. I think I'm going to do a coat because that seemed to help a little bit. I'm going to do some of the gel medium. I'm breaking all my rules, you guys. So if this doesn't work out, you guys will know why.
Okay, so Carrie Wolf asked what kind of primer. It's not actually a primer.
No, I'm not priming, Carrie. That's why I'm having problems. I use Wise Owl stain blocking primer, but in order for the stain blocking to work, I would have need to apply it like at least a couple of hours ago, which I did not do. So here we are. This is what happens when you, oh, I was going to cover up my hardware. Oh, well, I'll just clean it off with some alcohol when we're done. So I'm just going over with some gel medium, acrylic gel medium. This is desperation. We'll see if it works. I don't know. Maybe. But I tried not to remove any of the shellac. I think the top is bleeding because underneath the straps, it wasn't sealed. You know, underneath the
hardware?
The hardware that I took off. So I think that's why it's bleeding. So a lot of times people will ask, like, do I have to, you know, remove my old finish before applying a new finish? And I know you guys don't see me do furniture, but I started off being a furniture artist, and then I moved to crafts like later on. And this is my answer. This is like the rules according to Royce.
It is a you thing because you're cutting out again.
Am I? So what am I doing? Here, I'll put my chingadera over here in front of me and see if that helps.
It's you're bouncing the connection somehow because while you're hooking up, it just cut out.
Okay, what about now?
Now you're okay.
Okay. I'll try to be still.
Nope, you just cut out.
I don't know, baby.
And I'm using your old microphone, and because I'm staying still as I'm supposed to.
I'm working.
You are out entirely right now.
Oh. Well,
All right. Let's try this. Take this one back. Leave it on the table. Let's see if that helps.
Okay. I will leave it on the table.
And see if that makes a difference. Double check the connections just to be safe.
Okay, it's on the table.
All right.
Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, we were talking about...
Hold on, I'm going to unplug you. All right, try now.
Can you hear me now?
You look okay on the board.
Hey, Miss Ariana. Ariana says I sound fine.
Happy Mother's Day, Ariana.
I know.
Who's not a mommy yet.
She's close. Right around the corner.
Ariana. I love the way DeMar says that.
I know.
And happy Mother's Day to your mom, if she's still there too.
Yes.
To Kathy.
So the question I used to get a lot, I still have that furniture painting one-on-one that I did. Remember? I had it professionally recorded, and I never did anything with it.
That's right. Dorothy was there.
Yeah, Dorothy came.
Dorothy and Beverly.
I didn't realize Dorothy had never painted like a big piece of furniture before. She was like, "Oh no, this is work."
Oh, Okie Girl, that's Royce's coffee mug. She asked, "What is the checkered thing?"
Oh, that's my. It's actually water in there.
Oh, is it water tonight?
Yeah, that's my water jug. I try to drink like at least 2 of those a day because I can get 2 bottles of water in there. Sherry Bernhardt made that for me when we went to Colorado. She's so sweet.
Benhart or Bernhardt?
Benhart, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know why I always say Bernhardt. Benhart. Yeah. Sherry Benhart made that for me.
Sheila Mortensen Teagan said maybe it's because of the electromagnetic storm, which I would agree with because we at the radio station deal with that. It's a real problem for us at the station.
Oh, have you guys had a lot of problems the last couple of days?
Reed's pretty good about planning for it.
Yeah.
And he knows what to do about it. Some days there's nothing you can do. The station just goes out and that's the way it is.
Oh. Well, the Aurora Borealis, is that how you're supposed to say it?
Yes.
I mean, the reason why it was so beautiful and it came so far south, I was surprised we could see it from Arizona.
But I don't think that's what's causing the problem here because my microphone was not having the same problem.
It's because I'm wiggling.
I think that's what it is. So
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
maybe the connections have finally given up the ghost. We've been using these for what, 2 years now?
It's what year is this? 2024.
Yeah.
We bought these during COVID, but
Oh, 4 years.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So it wouldn't be surprising if the connectors are just the wires inside are just pulled out.
yeah.
It's the nature of
Because
it.
his wife keeps wrapping the cords around, even though he keeps reminding me not to.
That does happen. I wasn't going to say, but okay.
I don't know why. It's just habit. I want to wrap it up and put it away.
So, Ari says everybody's sitting there watching you. Except Dom, right?
Yeah, because Dom's on his way to go get
Tomorrow.
Mizzle.
Yeah. Well, then you did not hear. I don't know if you heard at the beginning. We were complaining about last minute planning. We're too old for last minute planning. No,
Well,
you were
it's
too
not that.
busy. You were too busy.
Yeah. And
today.
when I have Damar, I can work, but not like
You can't do
work.
video.
And so on the days where I don't have him, I'm usually trying to get as much done as possible so I can be present with him and not be occupied the whole time.
Right. And let's face it, if you're trying to record, a little voice is going to be playing school with you right in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? What is this? I did one video. My membership was laughing. I want to say it was one of my color theory videos. You could hear Damar in the back talking to me. It's funny because when we're asking him stuff, he's like almost whispering. But whenever you're asking him to be quiet, he's loud.
Yeah.
Poor David. David won't get his hearing checked because he does not have a hearing problem.
No.
But he keeps asking for Damar to repeat things.
And he gets quieter every time. What's that, buddy? No, say it again. Can you tell Grandma? Grandma!
Oh, and then he's just looking at me like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Grandpa.
The one that cracks me up, though, is Goodnight Grandma from the bedroom. He'll scream that out.
Yes.
Nothing else but that one.
And then he's going to get up and come in the living room with me anyways.
Yeah, Goodnight Grandma. Dorothy said I had to put on makeup for that class.
I appreciate you, Dorothy. Well, because I recognized early on that if I do a class with nobody, my affect would be different. So when I was recording that course, because Beverly was there, Dorothy was there, and Francis's daughter,
yes.
whose name escapes me right now. So I had 3 students there live with me so that I would still be like engaging and not all robotic.
We got to figure something out with that.
I know. I spent a pretty penny to record that.
Okie Girl asked, was that a crackle medium you used on the top?
No, it was just paint. It's crackling though because so I could tell when I was using the alcohol, it got a little tacky, which tells me that this was sealed with shellac. And so that's what's causing the crackle underneath there. But that is some pretty crackle, isn't it? I'm breaking all my own rules right now, you guys. Don't do as I say. Don't do as I do. Do as I say, okay?
Amber Demakowitz has to leave us for a short bit. She has to get her 95-year-old friend a cheeseburger and a malt.
Oh, I would like a cheeseburger and a malt,
No
please.
kidding. That sounds really good. Sounds really good.
I think I'm going to paint the whole... At first, I was just going to do the yellow on the bottom and leave some of the wood, but I think I'm going to paint the whole thing because this wood is just super dark. It would have been really fresh if I could have bleached the wood, though, right? With the summer colors, that would have been really pretty, but...
You're not taping over that?
No, I should have. But
well, you had talked about it before we started.
I know. My brain sometimes moves. My hands move faster than my brain sometimes. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If I was going to tape over these, I would have just taped over them and then used a sharp blade to trim the tape so that my hardware would be covered. But I'm using chalk style paint, so the good thing is I can just wipe it back. It'll come off fairly easy before I seal everything. My ears are ringing so bad. You guys, I don't even know what I have. I've been sick all week, and I feel like it's deconstructed sickness. Like every day I have a new freaking symptom. It's ridiculous. So today it is my sinuses. I wish I would have just got them all at once and got it over with, as opposed to this. Do we have any questions, babe? People are probably like, Royce, what are you doing? I know. I'm breaking all the rules today, but it's going to be okay.
Actually, I'm reposting the link for anybody that just joined for the wait list.
We're working on opening up the membership probably mid-June. I really wanted to have a good handle on what we were going to do before I opened it up. So when our first people came in, it's like, they're my guinea pigs. So we've polled our members and we've listened to, what they think or how they think the membership should run. And we've made some changes. I think that the changes that we've made, everyone's happy with now. So we do a combination of pre-recorded and live projects and training. I was so excited about my curriculum, but nobody wants to go to school. So fine. We won't go to school. So I've switched up and we're more project based now. But I still do want to teach the curriculum because I think it has value. So hopefully people will still take away the information that I want to share and have cool projects to do.
Tammy Valoni asks, is that the yellow that we use in the leather look course?
It is. This is exactly it. It's Goldenrod from Wise Owl. I like this because it's, even though it's yellow, it's still fairly neutral. So I don't feel like it's like yellow. It's just like yellow, not too loud. But to me, I don't know, yellow feels like summer to me.
Stephanie Devine says, how were our hot brown sandwiches? They were wonderful in our imaginations because we went out to eat.
We did. We didn't even feel like doing that by the time we got in.
Yeah, it was like, the heck with it. Let's just go.
I know I posted a video, I think, later. Like, I just had no idea that growing older, that one of my major complaints would be having to think about what to eat. Like, but it is.
Melissa Nadarak says she liked the school stuff, but she says fun projects are fun too. And Rima Becerra says she loves the membership. It feels safe and comfortable.
And that's our goal, right? Is to have a safe community. Sometimes when you go into public groups, depending on, who's, the administrator in the group, it isn't always a safe place to like either share or ask questions. And everybody is in different places on their creative journey. Or I find that different people have different skill sets. So maybe I know a lot about painting, but I don't know a lot about using resin, or I don't know, So I see people ask questions in the membership, and then when people answer it, you can hear their attitude, like, duh, like that kind of an attitude.
In other memberships?
Not in my membership, like in the public groups. And in our membership, to me, anybody who's taken any course from me knows how strongly I feel about creating a safe space for people to share, to ask questions, to gain knowledge, and to just hang out with other creatives whose mind works like yours.
Those were always my favorite classes in schools, when the teacher would say there's no such thing as a dumb question.
No,
because you don't know it.
Yeah, and how are you going to find out unless you ask?
Yeah.
And then another thing that happened, and I can't really take credit for this in my membership specifically, is that we have like this really diverse group of people, which is interesting to me. So it's not like everyone in there, we do have some furniture artists in there, but then we have some people who've never painted like there's this really diverse group of creative people in our group, and they've even said that there are people in the membership that they don't see in their other circles, because there are so many different opportunities to be in communities, and a lot of times you see the same people in each community, but in this one we have like this cross section of people from different communities, so it's interesting.
Okie Girl says, where do you buy the squeeze paint containers?
You can get these on Amazon. They're called FIFO bottles, FIFO. They're first in, first out. I love them for colors that I use a lot. This color probably would not be in a FIFO bottle, but I teach a leather look course, and this is one of the colors we use. And so it's in a FIFO bottle. But I do like having my paints in the bottles because they're right there ready to go when you need them. But if it's a color that you don't use very often, the FIFO bottle might not be the best option. The question I get about the bottles is will your paint like dry out in them? Your paint can, but it's not a huge deal because these bottles come completely apart. So you can take them apart and wash them. If like on this one, you guys notice I didn't squirt the paint out. Oh, look at my gasket. I just assumed my gasket was going to be clogged, but it isn't. But if for some reason your paint does like dry up around your gasket, this comes out. You can completely pop this out and you just wash it. You wash your whole bottle and you can put it back together. And you can put this back together and then you can continue using your paint that's in there. Or if you're washing it out, to reuse with a different paint color. And I just use magic markers. This one isn't labeled because I know what it is, to write my paint colors. And then if I'm changing paints, I can just wipe it off with some alcohol and relabel my bottles. But I do love my FIFO bottles. This is a fat one. Most of my bottles that I use are smaller. I can't find a small one. Like all the ones I have around me right now, they're fat bottles.
Typically, you find these in the food service industry.
Yeah, you do. I use smaller ones like this size. But if I'm teaching classes and I'm going to be using a bunch, that's what I have them in the bigger ones. And if you're just getting started and you're not sure, like sometimes when you start a new craft, you don't want to go out and spend like a ton of money, right? You can find, oh, here it is. You can find these at Dollar Tree. And these actually hold your paint pretty good. Excuse me.
You are at 1 hour, 55 minutes.
What?
Yes.
I kind of wanted to prep my box with everybody. I could have prepped it before, but I kind of wanted to do it with everybody on. Because I feel like there are a lot of tips on how to deal with like getting your price tags off, you know, how do you clean your piece. And people, I feel like a lot of us have a perception that wood is like super fragile and you don't want to get it wet. But like if you're buying an older piece, you really want to scrub that. Like I would have, if I would have been like really scrubbing this and prepping it, completely scrub this in the sink with soap and water, and then let it dry out completely before priming it to paint it. But that was a cheater move with the alcohol though. I'm just going to go over with one more coat. I'll just do one more coat on the front just so we can get a sense of what it's going to look like, and then I'll dry this and we'll move on to the deco just for time's sake. I'm talking a lot tonight.
You are.
Are there any questions?
Well, at the moment.
No, everybody's on here is a pro already, huh? I uploaded a bonus tutorial for my membership this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was my Happy Mother's Day gift. A lot of you ask questions a lot of times about my angel that you guys see in back of me. So I uploaded this tutorial for my membership this weekend as kind of a bonus tutorial for Mother's Day. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was pretty fun to make. I probably overcomplicated it, but even if you don't use all the techniques that I taught in that, hopefully you can take away something.
Cindy Desjarnais asks, she jumped on a little late, what color is that yellow?
This is Goldenrod by Wise Owl is the color. And it's a mellow yellow, right? Because it's yellow, but I don't feel like it's super bright.
Catherine Miles says, Should you prime with raw wood or can you skip priming?
Oh, Catherine. Should I do my speech again? If you're painting over raw wood, I always suggest priming. And when you're priming to block stains, you want to use a stain blocking primer, and then you want to leave it on there for at least 3 hours before you move in with your project to make sure that all your stains are blocked. And don't be discouraged if you have to use several coats of primer, because depending on the wood, there may be a ton of tannins. So if you paint a coat and you see staining coming through, let it sit for 3 hours and then do another coat of primer. And what you'll see is less tannins coming through. And if you're still seeing bleeding, you may do a third coat. Some wood cherry wood is like the most infamous, I think. And knotty pine too, for being bleeders. You guys see all this paint around here? I can just go through with my sanding block after I'm done with everything, and I can just sand that paint away, so I'll leave like a nice clean edge. So I'm not going to worry about that right now.
And Marie Moran says, just an FYI, your comments are being filtered. I'm not sure what that means.
So in your individual chat boxes, you guys can filter your comments. So you can filter them for being like...
This is on Facebook?
Yeah. Okay. On Facebook, like we each individually can filter our comments. So you can filter like the most recent. You can see all the comments. And I think one is like... I forget the language specifically, but basically the most like...
restrictive?
Appropriate comments. No.
Oh.
I can't think of the language specifically. So the filtering is actually on you guys' individual devices. And you can just hit the arrow, the down arrow, and you should get a drop menu that allows you to change that.
I don't at the moment, but maybe that's because I'm an administrator on the page.
And I don't know if it's on there live. I know if you watch the replay, you can see that.
Gotcha.
But I'm not doing anything to filter them. But I never know about these apps. So I know that I have to do a second coat because there's a lot of dark that's still showing through. But we're going to go ahead and move forward with the decoupage. And I do have some crackle, but I'm going to leave it because I kind of like it because I didn't do good prep. That's why I have crackle.
Melissa Q.E. Gomez says relevant.
Yes, thank you, Melissa. I couldn't remember the specific terms that they use, but you can change that. I don't know if you can do it on live chat feeds, but so the paper that I want to use is from the recycled spring elements decoupage paper. And again, you have like 8 different project blocks on this one. I was tempted to go with this one, but I'm going to go with this one. And so you have a lot of different projects. And I know these are spring, but I don't think they're like wholly just for spring. They're springy, but you can use them all year round. And so I'm just going to take off the block that I'm going to use, and I still have 7 blocks to use on other projects.
Eva Huron has joined us from Saskatchewan.
Hola. So David and I were having a discussion about Mother's Day. I'm going to see how many moms like agree with me. Because sometimes when your family wants to do something special for you, they just create more work for you. And then we have to just pretend like it's all wonderful. So for me, for Mother's Day, I just assume be left to my own devices. I'm a Scrooge, I guess, maybe. What do you guys think? Your kids get up and they cook breakfast in bed for you. Oh, how nice. And then the kitchen is a mess.
That, you know, I think you're conflating real life and sitcoms.
I don't know. What do you mean, sitcoms?
That's a real sitcom-y trope.
What?
Oh, look what we did, Mom. And then the kitchen is, there's flour on the ceiling and...
Well, I just said there's flour on the ceiling, but that's real life. Psh. So I remember, what did I say? I said something. Perspective is interesting because sometimes Dave and I will have discussions about something. I can't remember what it was. I think I said something to the effect that as women, we like sacrifice a lot for our families. And I think you said something to the point like sacrifice is a really strong word. I'm like, no, it's the appropriate word. Like that's exactly what it is. So it's just a matter of perspective. I'm not saying that families are doing it on purpose. I'm just saying that a lot of times that's how it is. So no tropes over here, baby. I'm speaking from experience.
Rima Becerra says, I planned and booked a restaurant for us and for my son-in-law's parents and siblings.
She's smart. She booked a restaurant.
Amanda Velderman, I prefer a stay-at-home day or go for a hike, but I also appreciate when the kids do little gestures. Wendy Kramer, they came over to see me. I cooked lunch.
Do you like to cook, Wendy?
Celestine Todd says, I know you said it, but just want to confirm the gel medium is like the base.
The gel medium. I just use the gel medium to try to help block the tannins because I did not prime. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see over the next couple of days if it's going to work. But I didn't prime the way I was supposed to. So I thought because this is acrylic base that maybe it will work. So we'll see what happens, Celestine.
Amber Demakowitz likes going out to eat, and she went to a nice steakhouse.
Ooh,
our steakhouse is
sounds
under
good.
renovation right now.
Oh.
New owners.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The guy...
Tom, yeah.
Somebody pointed him out to me at the
I did.
Spring Fest. Oh, okay.
Somebody.
I don't remember. I talked to a lot of people at Spring Fest.
I know you did. That's
that
okay.
yellow is going to be so pretty with that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. My edges don't quite go all the way over. So I'm contemplating how to move forward now. Do I fussy cut it out? I think I do. I think I just answered my question.
Dorothy says, is gel medium like gesso?
No, gel medium is clear. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be clear. The gel medium that I use is a clear gel medium. It is acrylic base like gesso. It's thick and I don't know. It's made. You guys know I never follow the rules. The gel medium is so that you can like mix it with your paints to change the consistency of them. Like you can make your paint thicker.
Dorothy says Decoupage cut. Trying to get you there fast.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to use my little scissors here, Dorothy.
Kathy All said, my son and daughter cooked for us at their house, which, with all due respect, our son and daughter-in-law offered to do the same.
Yeah, they cooked today. I know.
So, but you had to do some stuff, and
yeah.
Like I said, I just cannot eat a 9 o'clock dinner. Because literally I'll have to eat, go to bed.
And I took yesterday off a little bit, which I have to make myself do. So I didn't do any tutorials yesterday. But if I would have known, I would have just done my tutorials yesterday.
Patty Girding met all the children and grandchildren at a restaurant, but she made the reservation. And Wendy did say she likes to cook and try new recipes on Friends and Family. That's right.
I'm just kidding.
Bunny West, I booked a hotel 2 hours away for 2 nights by myself.
Yes. And it depends on where you are in motherhood too. Because when the kids were younger, I would like a motel room by myself.
Celestine Todd recommends doing it with a wet brush.
I thought about that, Celestine, but I kind of want to have like...
You don't want it as rough as that?
Well, because I'm really not going to try to blend it in. So for me, if I cut with the scissors, I'm going to have like a sharper edge, which is what I'm visualizing for this piece. If I was trying to blend the edges, I would do a wet brush. But, sorry, I'm trying to think of where I'm going to cut. I'm cutting some of the details out because I'm just not going to cut around that really frou-frou stuff. So I have to figure out what I was doing. So I'm going to end up with a clean edge, and that'll be fine for this. And I could have just cut off a circle, but I like all this business around the edge. Ooh, I could have just cut off the circle and then used a mold around it. That would have been pretty too. My ears are ringing so bad. Does anybody have issues with their ears ringing? Ever since I had COVID, I've had issues with my ears ringing all the time. But I think it's because I'm dealing with whatever this I have, that mine are, they're just really ringing this week. Pretty soon I'll be like you, babe, asking the grandbaby to repeat himself.
That's right. Dorothy, I've been so sick. We did a 7 a.m. breakfast, walked the dogs. Kids called me, and I crafted all day. Sam cooks all the time, which is true.
Yes,
Sam does all the cooking, so.
Sam is a chef.
Carla Clark, my son cooked breakfast. Carla, we like Carla. And my niece cleaned the kitchen after.
Oh, nice.
And Rima, today was special. It was her daughter's first Mother's Day.
Aww. We're almost there. It's going to be Arinana's first Mother's Day this time next year. I might use this little, it's like a little plate somewhere else. I'm going to save that and put it aside. Okay. What do you guys think? That's going to be pretty, right? I think that was a good decision to fussy cut that out. And I have a little crackle here, but I kind of like it. I have some of the crackle medium from Pintart too, somewhere. That would be really pretty over the top of this. But let's get this decoupaged on here. I have my decoupage. I'm using, this is Wise Owl's Varnish, I believe. You guys know I have my little silicone cups that I love. And we didn't meet last week, but you guys can still see my product is still in good shape, even though it's been sitting in here over a week. That's why I love the silicone cups with the lids. So I don't have to waste my stuff. And I'm just going to mist this a little bit. And after I mist, you guys, I do take a few minutes just to like stretch my paper out. It's tissue paper, so I'm being cautious, but you know. And I noticed that I trimmed that, hold on, I have a little asymmetry and not in a good way going on here. Let me. A little hard to get a clean cut when it's wet. Okay. Take some time to kind of straighten it out a little bit. And then that way the paper's already stretched so it won't respond to my decoupage medium. So that I'm more likely to get a really nice wrinkle-free finish. And if I get some bleed through, you guys know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just take some glaze and put it over it and make it look like it was supposed to look rustic on purpose.
Cindy Crowder says, yes, for years, can't get rid of the ringing. Sometimes I tune it out. I think my problem is loud noises, which hurt my ears. Then she gets the ringing. Marie Moran, I have constant ringing in my ears. Never thought that it could have been a side effect of COVID.
I just never had it until then. You're supposed to turn my mic off.
I turned the wrong one. I pushed the wrong button because I took my glasses off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. A lot of ringing could have been headphones. We all tend to listen a little too loudly on headphones.
You do.
Well, I do now. But when we were youths,
When we're Utes.
Just saying.
Look at how pretty that is.
Okie Girl says, love the idea of adding a mold.
Excuse me, you guys. I'm so sorry. I've been trying to get over whatever this is for days now. I'm tired of it.
Celestine Todd, not sure about this. I would like to ask a question. What tissue paper would you suggest to print and decoupage? Well, I would say recycled. That would be my recommendation. And Pamela Culpadere wants to know, what's your Amazon site again?
My Amazon store is Pamela. Are you on YouTube, Pamela?
She's on Facebook.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. If you are on, here's a QR code for my Amazon shop. And I'm always adding stuff on there as I explore like different products. But that's a QR code. So you can use your phone and you should get like a little yellow box. And if you click on that, it'll take you to my Amazon store.
Pat Reed lost the hearing in her right ear after COVID. And Susan Gully became pre-diabetic. We don't know long-term effect. I
know. And honestly, I feel like I do suffer from some long COVID, like since I had it. But I just am too stubborn to I just got to keep going. I don't know. I just rest when I need to and then just, do what I can. I feel like I need, so I have the paint, the front. I'm going to sand that some. It's a little rougher than I want, but that's essentially what we're looking at, right? It's going to be super pretty. I don't want to mess with the inside because it does have cedar on the inside, which is nice. Whenever I get paint like this, I just use a sanding block to get that off. And I do this before I seal anything so that I can have like a nice clean finish.
Angie Champagne asks, have you ever had papers printed on rice paper?
I haven't. I haven't used rice paper. The mulberry, and I know people love it. I just don't like the texture. So that's just my own personal preference. And so you can sand any paint off, right? That you get places where you don't want it. And then that way you have a nice clean edge and you don't have that. So even when you're painting furniture, sometimes you get paint that wraps around maybe the edge of a drawer or something. You can just sand that right off.
Amber Demakowitz lost her eyesight after COVID, got it fixed after 2 surgeries. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Celestine Clark says, could have tinnitus, should get examined, ringing in the ear.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer my boss has it.
Can they fix it?
I don't know. I don't think so. My boss is a sound guy. He's been playing in bands since he was 17 and literally does sound for a living, owns a radio station. I can hear his headphones from his studio in my office.
Studio. Oh,
no,
into
my
your office? Oh, wow.
So he's now turning it down for me because I made the comment. There was one song that was driving me nuts. I just hated the song. And I'm like, I can hear it. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, your headphones are loud. Because he would just take them off and leave them.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's the only one that used them in his studio. So, whereas
I can hear your headphones, but
I know. Believe me, I wish it wasn't, but I understand that. I share my studio with the sports guy, so I have to adjust every day. Joan Volkman had a fun day with my son. He took me out to eat for my 62nd birthday.
Happy birthday.
1962 in the house. Plus, he gave me a Mother's Day card with cash in it.
Best kind ever.
And took me to a 6-block rummage sale to spend it.
Oh, man. That is like a Mother's Day right there. For real. Oh, my gosh.
Joan is with me, class of 80. Celestine Todd said, I asked that question because sometimes you may see an image to copy and print. That was the reason for my question.
Yeah, I know, Celestine.
Some images you can't.
Yeah, that's the other thing too is there's intellectual property. So if someone has created a piece of art, we can't just take it and print it, because it belongs to that person. And so you have to be really cautious about that. But I'm sure there are ways, though. I think if you YouTube, but I'm sure there's ways to do all the things, right?
Oh, yeah. Dorothy says, your paper's weight is my most favorite. It really is a challenge to find the right weight.
Yeah,
for paper.
It is. I love this weight of paper, which is why I went with this weight. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff on the market because there's something for everybody, right?
Amanda Velderman, I'm looking forward to your podcast interview with Sonnet. I feel there will be a lot of good stories and gems in there.
Poor Sonnet. Oh my gosh. I think we were an hour and a half. So I don't know how much is going to make it into the podcast. We've already recorded it. But she didn't know what she was in for. No, she's like, Royce, do you have any questions? I'm like, nah. I'm good. Sonnet is most of us are like either creative, right? Or we're organized. I mean, most of us are. Sonnet is one of those people, like she's a list maker, she's organized, and she's creative. No, I did not get the creative part. So
no, you get the creative, not the organized.
No. So Sonnet and I have worked on a couple of projects together, and I know I drive her crazy because of, But yes, it was fun doing the podcast. What day was that, babe? Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, one day this week.
Sure. We
recorded it. So I'm not sure when it goes up, though. But it was fun.
It's funny. Podcasts, so I have a radio show, and my radio show is very specific. And I don't think it really reflects me. It reflects a portion of me.
Yeah.
Because I'm on an AM news talk station, so I'm a little political. I've covered that world for 30 years. And it focuses on local.
Yes.
I try to lighten things up in the beginning just a little bit for like 2 or 3 minutes. But for the most part, it has to be focused on those areas. Political or local issues.
Yes.
And then I was on a podcast. Matter of fact, I'm wearing the shirt that they gave me for being on their podcast. And I had them on my show to promote their podcast. And I apologized to them. I said, I was kind of boring. I was really serious. And they go, well, we ask you serious questions. I go, I was hoping we could just have fun because I don't get to have that on my show. And they're like, well, we'll just have you on again.
Yeah.
So.
And everyone has like a different expectation, right? For what their podcast is going to be.
Right.
And so you came in, you were what, the second person they interviewed?
I was literally the first one they interviewed.
Oh, so.
But I'm not going to be the first one they broadcast.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that they're going to broadcast their boss first.
Right. Right. So that's fine. That makes perfect sense.
I just went around, you guys, and cleaned up my edges so that there's a distinct mark from where the yellow starts and the white starts. And I know the rest of it looks a little jacked, but I'm going to do a second coat of yellow. But I think it turned out really pretty.
Joan Volkman asks,
I should put,
is Sonnet's podcast with you airing this Thursday?
I don't know, Joan. I don't want to tell you a lie. I think so, but I'm not positive.
Dorothy Lage says, I am so used to you grunging. That top is so stark white. Would you consider using Java stain to tone down that white?
You know what? I'm probably going to have to because I can see that I have some tannins that are bleeding through. And so chances are I'm probably going to have to go over this with a glaze just to kind of grunge it up a little bit. But I'm going to wait to see what happens before I take the last step. I'm thinking on one of the molds from the new IOD molds. You guys, what is it with the labels would be super cute here on the front.
Amanda Velderman, I listen to a lot of political stuff. It's hard to do anything political and not have it be serious. I agree. I mean, it's just the nature of my show. I try to keep it as friendly as possible.
Yeah.
But it is serious, and there are times I don't want to be.
Well, and
I started as a comedian.
Always. Yeah, sometimes though, depending on who you have on.
It really depends. And when I had the guys on for the podcast, we lightened up because they're like me. We share. Like, honestly, honey, I may have to leave you and marry them. Because we like all the same things. All the things that irritate you that I watch, yes, they love.
They don't irritate me. They just bore me. So I just watch TikToks, that's all. We have it, apparently, I do not watch a lot of television. And so I've spoiled my husband to the point where, like, when we watch television, he automatically takes control of the remote. I just think it's funny.
I don't automatically. I just generally am watching before you sit down.
I don't know, but
I let you watch your stuff last night.
You did. I'm just saying, I just think it's funny. I don't watch television enough to care.
You don't watch it during the day. You watch it at night.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way because I'm at my office. So I will throw YouTube on just so I could stay up on national news. Mm-hmm. But that's the only thing.
But that's
at work. I mean, unless I get into a music mood. Because I can write to music. I can't write to people talking.
Oh.
But I can throw like music on. But I got to get in a mood for it.
My brain almost needs, because David will come home for lunch and he's like, I can put my headphones on. I'm like, nah. Because I almost need background noise in order to be able to focus. Like, which I know confuses you because you're just like.
Alyssa Bricker Visithin says, put the little placard from the paper on the front of the box.
I know, I was thinking about that. And then I thought IOD has the new mold that's kind of just like that placard that I could put on the front. Because I was thinking about fussy cutting this out and then just putting it right here. That would be cute, right?
You know, it's funny.
Right here.
I just got it. I sent it to you. I sent it to our chamber director. The media survey, what happened?
I don't know.
Your signal just went out.
Oh.
Your Facebook signal just went out.
I don't know. Well, we're at an hour 24. Oh, yeah.
And YouTube just cut out.
It says broadcast communication transmission failed.
All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Nope, you might have come back.
Let me see.
Nope. Your hand came up and then it went black again.
Okay.
So let's hang on, because if you do come back, you can say, okay, we got to go.
Okay.
Because internet is goofy.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to come back, though.
Let me push recover broadcast and see what happens.
All right, you're moving.
Am I moving?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll just come on real quick. Okay. I don't know what happened, you guys, but we lost our signal. So we'll go ahead and stop for tonight, unless you had anything else, babe. Nope. Were there any questions, baby? Nope. No? No questions? Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I hope you guys had a wonderful day today for all you mothers. I hope you had beautiful celebrations or a quiet time by yourself today. I don't think we had anything else. Thank you guys so much. Remember, there isn't anything that I've done here today that you guys cannot absolutely do. You guys can do this. You can do it today. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you next Sunday.